Okay, welcome back. And I've done this game on my channel before already. It's Wrecking Crew playing a cartridge on my NES Kevtris HDMI. And I am really smitten with this game. It's so funny because when the NES came out, it was really like a schism. Score chasers had been the dominant genre. Miss Pac-Man, Galaga, Donkey Kong Jr., Space Invaders. But those games were going out of vogue because once the NES came out and we started seeing games like, the Super Mario Brothers games, the Mega Man games, the Castlevania games, Metroid, Legend of Zelda, it was quite obvious that there was an expansion about what games could be. It wasn't just a single screen, four boards repeating over, getting progressively harder, with the objective being to rack up points. It was all of a sudden it was about completing the game and multiple different levels and different all kinds of take a game like Super Mario Brothers, a quintessential NES game. There's so many different screens, so many different challenges. You compare it to Donkey Kong or Miss Pac-Man, and it's no contest. Super Mario Brothers is a much more there's more moving parts. It's more complex. Even though you could argue Miss Pac-Man a much tougher game. It's certainly like, I can rack up millions of points on Super Mario Brothers. I can, beat the game no problem. But a game like Pac-Man, very difficult. I can't. But my high scores, and I'm looking at it right now. I have this piece of paper with my score chasers. It's only 36,000, and I think it's because we grew up with the right at the end of this dominance of the score chasers. We grew up expecting more from games with the NES and the SNES and all the systems beyond that, because we didn't really favor the score chasers. Those were considered old people games when I was a kid. But now that I'm older, and I just want to quick pop in and play, I like the score chasers. I love Donkey Kong Jr. and Donkey Kong 3 and Popeye, elevator action. I don't like Ice Climber. I hate Ice Climber. Paperboy, I'm on the fence about. But Wrecking Crew, this is such an interesting one for me. It's one I almost never hear talked about, and it's a shame because there's a lot going on with this game. It is one of the two quote unquote programmable series, the black box games that actually let you design your own levels. Everyone remembers you could do that in Excite Bike. Uh, but Excite Bike was, in my opinion, it's a little on the boring side. Wrecking Crew so much more interesting, and that you can design your own levels in this game is so cool. It's just a shame that it's not included on the NES Mini, so that you could actually save your levels once you reset the NES console. It's done with. The uh, NES Mini actually has the save state where you can save up to 4 files. So missed opportunity. Don't know why it wasn't included on the NES Mini. It would have made for a great addition. Why do we have Balloon Fight but not Wrecking Crew? So anyway, I thought since I've been playing so many crummy games lately, like Ski or Die and WWF WrestleMania, why not play Wrecking Crew, a game I genuinely love? And I'm looking at my score here. It looks like my highest score is 90,900. So uh, I'd like to get over 100,000. Isn't that the mark of an older gamer that nowadays I actually keep track of my high scores? So without further ado, let's jump in. Let's play some Wrecking Crew. I've yet to really figure out how to do the bonus round. But isn't this fun? Just, peaceful. Of course, the levels do get progressively harder, which is standard fare for any score chaser. one channel I wanted to talk about. Has anyone seen the channel Toy Federation? It's a kind of interesting channel. I think what I find interesting about it is well, I'll give you the gist of it if you don't know what it is. It's basically there's a toy store. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but on top of trying to unload vintage toys, you know, and make a profit, it's a brick and mortar store. They decided that they're gonna do they're gonna go on YouTube and do kind of like a Pawn Stars angle, without the corny like jokes and you know all the antics and messing around. It's definitely not scripted. Maybe it's a little scripted, but it definitely lacks that obnoxious scripted style that is indicative of Pawn Stars. And oh man, I already messed up. I wasn't paying attention. How am I going to get to the top level? So we're going to rack up the points that we can while we wait for death. Because unfortunately, I forgot to break those doors on the... Yep, just what happens when you're not paying attention in this game. But I'll link Toy Federation. You know, and on the one hand, yes, they are at least making it somewhat interesting by letting the toys kind of be the star of the show. Okay, bonus round. Or no, we're not at the bonus round yet. At least there's no fall damage, fall death. Now, my one complaint with Toy Federation, and maybe I should be begrudgingly admiring them for doing this, but they do. You get a sense of their customers by watching this channel on YouTube. And maybe that's why Pawn Stars is scripted, because you come away with a very not so good impression of the persons that they were doing business with, and the guys that work at the store too. Like, I've harped on this before, but man, wouldn't it be nice if they weren't such obvious, like, quote unquote man babies, just unhygienic. Oh, I actually won. How about that? I never get the bonus. I have no idea how that bonus round works, by the way. Ugh. I missed. This is a level where you gotta be quick, or you die. Yeah, I've harped on how, like, when you watch a channel like John Briggs or whatever, Pat the NES Punk, just how gross and unhygienic everyone looks. How, I know they want to call it nerd culture, but it's really man-baby culture. Guys who You know, at least nerds are hygienic. These are man babies. You know, they all have the gross, unkempt beard that, you know, they're not taking good care of. They, you know, schlubby. Always wearing like those, you know, nerd culture t-shirts. Persons that obviously don't take care of themselves or their health. You know, is it too much to ask to, you know, take care of yourself, take care of your health? And this game is so fun. I'm just chilling, just relaxing, just having a good time. One thing with Wrecking Crew I've always been curious about is if you... I may have asked this question when I played it a few years back on my channel, but if you owned this game as part of your original NES library, how did you feel about it? Did you genuinely like it, or... And I'm on fire. I don't know how I'm actually finding the coin. This is a tricky one. Is this my last life? Oh, what a shame. Yeah, so check out the Toy Federation channel. It's definitely a bit of an eye-opener. Ugh. Okay. I think we can do this. And this is where it starts getting tricky, where you start having to actually plan out, okay, where am I supposed to go? Where am I supposed to fall? Here's where you actually have to start being just a little bit more strategic. Yeah, why did we get ice climbers on the NES Mini, but not Wrecking Crew? This is way better than ice climbers. It's way more fun. Control is good. Everything about this game. Oh no. Yep. I think that's gonna be a game over, fam. Just my finger slipped. That's what I get for ragging on ice climbers. So we'll just rack up whatever points we can, and I think this is my last life, unfortunately. Yep, that's game over. Oh, too bad. 80,000, not close. Still 10,000 points shy of where we needed to be. Uh, and how great is it that this game also lets you start on whichever level you want? So, Wrecking Crew, cannot recommend this game enough. If you're just looking for a fun, chill out game, this is it. You know, it's not super intense like the way like a game like Burger Time or Miss Pac-Man. You know, those games can get pretty intense pretty quickly. Popeye, you know, I love those score chasers. This for me is a nice, well-paced score chaser that you can just kind of chill out. This one and maybe Pinball on the NES are the two that I think are the most relaxed score chasers. So, highly recommend this game. I guess I'd throw the original Mario Brothers arcade in there as well, which is on the NES. So, anyway, thanks for stopping by. Sorry we couldn't set a new high score. Next time.